everybody. I've got Pudsey with me today. He's going to help us with our singing. That's great, isn't it? Are you ready? Wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin up, pull, pull, tap, tap, tap. Wind it back again, wind it back again, pull, pull, tap, tap, tap. Look to the ceiling, look to the floor, look to the window, look to the door. Clap your hands together, 1, 2, 3. Put your hands upon your knee. What would you like to sing? Oh, Pudsey wants to sing Twinkle Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. How about one about a sheep? Baa, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. We're always going to say thank you, haven't we? Thank you, said the master. Thank you, said the dame. Thank you, said the little boy who lives down the lane. Do you know, Pudsey, one about a bus? You do? Wow! Oh, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Well, the wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. What's the driver do? The driver on the bus goes, tickets please, tickets please, tickets please. Driver on the bus goes, tickets please, all day long. And the hooter. The hooter on the bus goes, beep, 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 beep. The hooter on the bus goes, beep, 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 all day long. What about the little boys and girls, what they do? The babies on the bus go wah, 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 wah. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 all day long. And the doors on the bus go open and close, open and close, open and close. The doors on the bus go open and close all day long. Do you remember the new song that we were learning? Prayer is like a mobile phone. See if you can sing it still. Prayer is like a mobile phone for us to talk to Jesus. Prayer is like a mobile phone for us to talk to God. Prayer is like a mobile phone for us to talk to Jesus. Pick it up and use it every day. You can shout out loud, you can whisper softly, you can make no sound at all, but it always hear your call. Because prayer is like a mobile phone for us to talk to Jesus. Prayer is like a mobile phone for us to talk to God. Prayer is like a going to finish with he's got the whole world in his hands. Is that all right? Good. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the tiny little baby in his hands. He's got the tiny little baby in his hands. He's got the tiny little baby in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me in his hands. He's got you and me in his hands. He's got the you and me in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Even Pudsey Bear. He's got Pudsey Bear in his hands. He's got Pudsey Bear in his hands. He's got Pudsey Bear in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got all of Darrington in his hands. He's got all of Darrington in his hands. He's got all of Darrington in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Well, bye-bye, everybody. It's been great being with you. And don't forget, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Hello everyone at Tea and Toast. I've got another story for you, and it's about Iris and the Lion again. It's what they call a sequel to How to Hide a Lion. It's called How to Hide a Lion from Grandma, and it's one of my son Luke's very favourite stories, so I said I would read it for him. There's another one to come which is called How to Hide a Lion at School, and we'll have that one next week because that's one of Jacob's favourites. Anyway, so it's How to Hide a Lion from Grandma. There was once a lion who lived with a little girl called Iris. He was a brave and kind lion who saved the mayor's best candlesticks from some robbers. He was the town hero, and Iris loved him. However, one weekend, Grandma was coming to stay, while Iris's mum and dad went away. The lion would have to hide, as grandmas can get anxious if they find a lion in the house. But where could he go? Behind the curtains? Under Grandma's bed? It wasn't going to be easy. Iris loved her grandma, and she always brought interesting things for her. This time she brought an absolutely enormous box. "Oh, it's just a few hats and bits and bobs," said Grandma. "They're very heavy hats and bits and bobs," grumbled Mum and Dad as they heaved the box upstairs to Grandma's bedroom. But Iris was excited. "Can we play dressing up?" she said. "We'll see," said Grandma. She never even spotted the lion. She just thought he was a coat stand. In fact, it turned out to be quite easy hiding the lion from Grandma because she was so short-sighted. First she thought he was a lamp. Then she thought he was a towel. She even mistook him for a sofa. She never even noticed when the lion sneaked behind them all the way around the supermarket. "Ah, tuna," said Grandma, and she piled 22 tins into her trolley, plus 43 pints of milk, 2 dozen French sticks, 15 bunches of bananas, 57 jars of honey, and 40 pots of crunchy peanut butter. "What a lot of food," said Iris. Grandma explained that she often got peckish during the night. On the bus home, Iris asked if they could play with a great big dressing-up box when they got back, but Grandma just said, "We'll see." In the end, there wasn't time, as Grandma spent so long making mountains and mountains of sandwiches. "I do like a little snack at bedtime," she said, and she took the whole tray up to her bedroom. Later, when Iris should have been asleep, she heard some strange sounds coming from Grandma's bedroom. Slurp, gulp, slurp, chomp, gulp, gulp, chomp. The lion tried to pull her away, but Iris was saying, "It's only Grandma having a snack." But did Grandma normally make those noises? Iris peered through the keyhole. What was Grandma doing? She wasn't eating the sandwiches at all. She was tipping them into the great big dressing-up box. Iris and the lion didn't know what to make of it. There was definitely something funny about that box. Iris couldn't ask Grandma now because she was supposed to be asleep. "I'll ask her first thing in the morning," she said. Very early the next morning, Iris woke Grandma up. "I have to see inside your dressing-up box," she said. But Grandma said it was too early, and she went back to sleep. Iris couldn't wait, though. She tiptoed over and listened. She heard snuffling and snoring. Whatever was inside that box, it wasn't just hats and bits and bobs. Iris climbed up to take a look. The lion was worried. He gave a little whimper. "Shh," whispered Iris. "You'll wake Grandma." She heaved the huge lid open and peeped inside. There was something furry in there, and it growled. The lion pounced on the box. Roar! It tipped right over, and out tumbled a bear. All that noise woke Grandma up. "Good heavens," she said. "You found Bernard." "And gracious," said Grandma, "is that a lion? Where on earth has he been hiding?" Bernard was a very friendly bear. He gave everyone bear hugs. "I thought you'd be frightened of him," said Grandma. "I thought you'd be frightened of my lion," said Iris. Then they all played with the dressing-up box, with the hats and bits and bobs which had tumbled out of the box as well. "Bernard loves dressing up," said Grandma. All of a sudden, they heard a car pull up outside. "Quick," said Grandma. "Mum and Dad are back. Let's surprise them." So they all hid behind the sofa, and Iris went, "Shh." Then when Mum and Dad came through the door, they all went, "Boo!" And Mum and Dad were very surprised. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's a good story, isn't it? And I'll see you next week for another story about Iris and her lion. Take care. Bye-bye.